Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about a Forbes article talking about GTA 6 publisher says that video games should theoretically be priced at dollars per hour. Before I get over to this video, if you like it, be sure you hit that like button down below. All right, so the article comes from Paul Tassi from Forbes. He says, while Take-Two is riding high on the announcement that GTA 6 trailer is coming, the CEO has some interesting ideas on how much video games would cost. Of executives believe that games are underpriced, given that their cost length of some combinations of the two. This is, of course, Strauss Zelnick, who was paid $42.1 million in the fiscal year of 2023, who told investors that what we view as his pricing philosophy for games. But since it can't actually be acceptable, it thinks that GTA is one of the best values on market, and here's what he said. He says, quote, in terms of our pricing for any entertainment property, basically the algorithm, or algorithm meaning people, is the valued expected entertainment usage, which is to say that the per hour value times the number of expected hours plus the terminal value, what's perceived by the consumer as the ownership, as the title owned rather than rented or subscribed to. So I've said this in the past, right? I said video games, hands down, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, is the best piece of entertainment you'll ever get, right? It's better than a book, better than a TV show, better than a movie, right? You pay $10 to go to a 2-hour film, okay? You pay $20 or whatever it is for a book. You finish it in one day. With video games, right, at the bare minimum, you're getting like 8 hours, okay? If not, if it's a wide open game like an Assassin's Creed or a Starfield, you're getting hundreds, if not thousands of hours, especially with these live service games. So when you look at certain games, you're like, well, is $70 worth it? In the grand scheme of things, when you look at a game, even though I tell you not to buy day one because games have to prove themselves that they're a good game before you buy it, okay? Games themselves, they could go up, right? Because let's just say it's a 100-hour game and you paid $70, okay? By the time you put 100 hours into that game, you're getting your money's worth. Well over your money's worth, right? I played Diablo. I got my money's worth. I got RoboCop already. I already got my money's worth, right? Well, RoboCop, I'm closing in on my money's worth, right? It all depends on what type of game it is. If it's a live service game, I say it's $1 an hour. That's my metric. That's what I've been saying for years, right? But if it's like a piece of entertainment that's like a Marvel's Avengers game, it's a live service game, but it's about a 20, 25-hour game with all the DLCs and whatnot, I played that for 1,000 hours, okay? I got my money's worth, okay? So I see what he's saying, but can you imagine paying $1 an hour? It's like an arcade. Remember back in the arcade days? They got smart because people got better at the arcade game, so they started putting timers in there. So regardless if you were good or not, the timer would tick down, and you have to put another quarter in. Okay? So reviewing the games for a living, this is Paul Tassi saying, reviewing the games for a living, I have actually heard this from fans a lot of times. That's because the game is longer. It's inherent most valuable players. You're getting more and more for your money in terms of hours spent in the game. But this is also, of course, discounting the length of the game can often be a detriment to someone that made, like, say, 12 hours of Alan Wake or a lot more of 150 hours of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, even at the same price. Zelnick continues by saying, by the standard of our price are still very, very low because we offer many hours of engagement. The value of engagement is very high. So we think the industry as a whole offers terrific price and value opportunity for consumers. Now, Paul continues by saying, Zelnick is admitting that even though maybe we should be the case because the nature of the market is simply cannot be pricing model like that and moved from $7 recently into sort of maximum they can also hope for. He says what's being unsaid here is that a $7, formerly $60 cap is why so many games have turned too many different forms of post-launch monetization. And Lord knows that it's certainly true that Grand Theft Auto, where GTA Online has printed billions for Take-Two the last decade, is also the microtransactions, and obviously GTA 6 is going to have a similar mode, if not identical one. He says, I don't even think that the $1 per hour idea is true, not across any industry. Shorter movies do not cost more than longer movies. Netflix may have 20 times the total content library of rival services, but at most it costs twice as much. This really is unacceptable of any industry, much less than video games, at least for box copies. And Zelnick is absolutely leaving out the countless games, including his own, that squeeze money out of their consumers year-round with microtransactions. So, look, here's my thoughts. The market is going to bear what the market bears, okay? If someone wants to pay $22 for a microtransaction skin, that's what the market bears. If someone wants to pay $120 for a video game that's broke, buggy, unfinished, undeveloped, and then to get fixed over the next 2 years, that's what the market bears. So when the developers look at their pricing points and say, well, $70 is a steal, We're still giving you the best value of your game. And it's a game, let's say, like an Assassin's Creed where you can put hundreds of hours in. They're not wrong. They're giving you hundreds of hours. If you decide to play through the story and stop, or you do all the side quests and then stop, whatever it is, that's worth it. But when you play a game, what's a game that came out? Like Stray. Stray's not 100 hours of game, right? It's like 8 to 10 hour game, maybe 12. RoboCop, you might get 15 hours out of that game, right? So to play that game over and over, you might play it a second time. Maybe you put 30 hours in the first time. You have to play another 30 hours to get to that $1 type of thing. But that's exactly right. Not all games are created equal. But the industry does what the market bears. And the market bears that they can charge $22 for a skin. They can charge $70 for a video game. They can charge $150 if you get early access for 3 days before someone pays $70 for it. This is what it bears. So if the customers don't like the method that's happening, then the customers are in charge. They are not in charge. The industry is not in charge. The industry is doing what we're telling them to do. And if you spend $22 on a microtransaction skin or $40 in a microtransaction skin, or you're paying for the DLC or not paying for the DLC, or paying for the game or not paying for the game, they will adjust to what the market bears. Hence why when games don't sell, they go on sale real fast, okay? And they're still making a profit off of those games. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments section down below, where do you think video games should be priced at? Are you okay if it was $1 per hour? Are you okay if they changed it where it was like an arcade machine back in the day where you just keep putting those coins in because I'm enjoying playing, so I'm going to keep putting the quarter in? Or do you think this is absurd? I hope it never goes in this direction. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.